Sean again, lastly the dummies, Grimberg HP 68. It's gonna load a couple more in here. Grimberg barrel. 1100 PSI output is what I have my tank set to on this one. Silicone bolt bumper and my little spring combination. Once again, I'll just air it without a mag in for reasons that I want to know what causes my jams. $1100. So we were shooting a 52 joules about on 850 PSI. $424. I need earplugs now. Yeah. $436. And that was a double fire. So, bolt spring, did it cure the double fire? Not 100%. That's the second time I've experienced it. First time actually I was running a lot more bottle pressure than 1100. And interestingly enough, guys, so I'm just gonna mag clear this for safety. It appears, so I should have showed you this previously. I set this bottle pressure at 1100 with the valve closed. And now after I fired a couple of rounds, well, you can see the bottle pressure has jumped from 1100 to, yeah, like 1225 PSI. Do not recommend doing that. And that may be the reason for the auto fire. So I'm gonna try and dial it down a little here, but we'll just see what happens. When you turn this down once it's pressurized, it doesn't actually turn your gauge down. You have to fire first. So I don't know exactly what I set it to. So let's fire one off. Reality is I should be using, and you know what? I think I will. What's this one at? This bottle is a known 1000 PSI, and I should be using this. These adjustable regulators, I've had mixed results with them. As you can tell, you have to take my word for it. I set this at 1100, like bam, on the nose. I let it sit, and yet still when I shot there, it jumped up to 1200. So a double fire, yeah, is absolutely a problem at 1200 PSI. See what it settles to. Again, double fire. Not happy with this bottle. Not happy at all. So much so, guys, that I think this was just a demonstration. Why not to use these things? So what I will do, I'm gonna reload this mag. I just don't think that's a fair test. for the spring, and I want the spring to be, I want to know it works. And it's hard to do that when you have variables like that. When the output pressure jumps like that, guys, that's not a good test. It's not a good test. And you got to understand, a lot of the testing I do, those are things I have to take into consideration. So, I mean, yeah, it shot 434. Yeah, it's super high number, but was it actually 1100? When I plugged it into this marker, that gauge said 1100. But was it? I don't know. So I'll throw this one on. There is just over probably 1700 PSI left in this bottle. 1000 PSI. Should have an on-off on this. Do I even have an on-off here? No, I don't. So we're gonna do the old-fashioned way. We're just gonna screw it in. You know what? This test, let's put the magazine in first. Worst case scenario, right? Because nobody stores their marker with the mag out. Well, they probably do, but. Weird. I didn't even hear air. Oh no! I need an on-off on this. I just realized I don't have a center pin. Well, last lethal for dummies. The dummy once again. All right, let's try this. Make sure it's off. Oh boy. Sometimes my head is thick. Thick. It's okay. I do it so you don't have to. But just know, mistakes do happen. Okay, mag is in. I don't ever suspect a shaped round is going to roll out, but I do have a belief that that bump could be flipping them prior to me shooting. So 1000 PSI, a known good 1000 PSI. .404. 408. Just grab that before I step on it. Crack my head open. .404. .394. Down. .380, and well guys, that is the bottle pressure depleting now as we speak. So oh, there's a double fire, but we are out of ammo. Is that why? Yes, we are out of ammo. Well, I do have to say that last double fire on the empty, oh, that's stuck on there. On the blank round, that one's a little strange. That one is a little strange. And I don't know precisely why. So those are the reasons why I keep testing, and I know some of you guys are impatient and want to know what I'm doing, but at the same time, I don't want people going out and spending a bunch of money on something and it doesn't work. So that empty double fire, you know, man, I don't even know what I'm thinking, but this is I'm gonna dry fire the marker. And let's see if I can get a double fire with that same 1000 PSI tank and see if it's repeatable. Definitely not something I would recommend. And if your dogs are watching, I recommend you mute the video, because somebody told me every time I use my compressor on the video, the dog goes crazy when I have it in fast forward. So just gonna turn my water on. All right, you guys, something I definitely do not recommend you do is do what I'm about to do. And that is, I'm gonna dry fire a whole tank. And this is actually good. You know what? It's something I probably should have done previously. Dry fire this whole tank, 1000 PSI. And I would like to see, I'm not going to tear it down yet, but based on what happens during this dry firing session, may indicate I need to tear it down sooner, but otherwise I'm just going to put rounds back in it for some more testing, and if all else goes good. So see what it does. Crap. Should have earplugs for this, guys. Maybe I just put one finger in my ear, or maybe I can do the drummer. I need another, the gun drummer, I need another marker. Jesus, it's loud, man. Yeah, whatever. Down to 1500 PSI. I really wish I had two. I think that would be pretty funny. Oh, there's a little double fire. We're at 1200, but just a mini one, but still it's not really acceptable in my opinion. I can hear the bullets moving so slow now. I'm at 1000. No. Yeah, I'm at 1000. So I haven't even turned my valve off here. Wasn't much air left in there. Well, that didn't break something. I don't know. Well, that's a proof of strength to the M17 right there. So I'll load it up again and we'll shoot some more. There was one minor little hang up there where I had a little double tap. Could that be alleviated? I mean, tough to say, guys. I mean, dry firing a marker like that is bad. It's so bad. Easy way to break a firing pin on a FSC or a VKS, especially a whole tank. Could it be spring adjustment? Could it be bumper? I don't really know for sure. And my testing doesn't involve, there's lots of measuring tools out there for spring pressures, for trigger pulls, for all kinds of stuff. And a lot of that stuff I don't have. I just don't. My testing comprises of if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and how long it works for. So some of these things I do, might seem repetitive and boring, but that's the only way I know how. So I'll load that thing up again. I'll air this up again, and we'll see if I can't go through another whole mag after that dry fire session, that punishing dry fire session. And again, I'm not going to tear this down. It still continued to fire, so I'm just going to air it up, load it up, fire it. The first time you're going to see this torn down, I'm going to hold myself to it, is going to be on video, and we'll see what kind of damage is possibly done if that spring has been tweaked. I can tell you right now, a couple of these screws have come loose. This one's notorious here, but it's actually this bottom magwell screw here. So, all right, guys. Let's see what happens.